didn't see the shadows creeping across the floor. I didn't hear the warning when you walked through the door. It started with a whisper, a cold and subtle change, until the way you looked at me felt terrifyingly strange. It wasn't like a lightning strike or a sudden sharp intake. It was the slow and steady rhythm of a heart about to break. I drank the always from your cup. I tasted every line, not knowing I was swallowing the end of what was mine. It's the silence in the kitchen, it's the distance in the bed, it's the bitter, heavy flavor of the things we never said. I'm a victim of the maybe, I'm a prisoner of soon, watching every golden hour turn to charcoal by the moon. Oh, it's a slow poison running through my veins, washing out the sunlight and leaving only stains. It doesn't kill the spirit fast, it doesn't end the show. It just makes it hard to breathe and impossible to go. I'm losing my reflection, I'm losing all my light in the quietest of battles, in the middle of the night. Yeah, the heart is still beating, but it's heavy as a stone, dying from a slow poison, standing here alone. I'm looking at the photos in the hallway on the wall, tracing all the moments right before we had to fall. You're smiling in the sunlight, but I can see the gray, the way you were already starting to drift so far away. Every kiss felt like a mercy, every touch felt like a lie, a long and drawn out version of a long and slow goodbye. I'm a house that's slowly leaning, I'm a ship that's taking on the heavy salt sea reality of you already being gone. Is there a cure for the hollow? Is there an antidote for us? Or are we just two statues turning back into the dust? I'm clutching at the counter, I'm I'm staring at the ceiling where the morning light is thin, tracing all the places where your memory moves in. I saw a stranger in the grocery store with hair just like your own, and for a heartbeat I forgot I was standing there alone. I went to buy the branded tea that only you would drink. Then I had to pull my hand back, and I had to stop and think. The world is moving forward, it's a blur of 2026, but I'm stuck inside a puzzle that I don't know how to fix. The radio is playing that song from our first night. I should probably change the station, but it doesn't feel quite right. I'm a prisoner of the maybe, a victim of the then, waiting for a moment that won't ever come again. Oh, I think of you when the rain starts to fall. Shadow on the wall. It's a long distance heartache, a slow and steady sting, the hollow heavy silence of a discarded gold ring. I try to find a reason, I try to find a way to make it through the minutes of another empty day. And the sky is a perfect blue, but every thought I'm having is a thought of you. I walked down to the park today and sat upon our bench, feeling every fiber of my spirit start to clench. I saw a happy couple and I heard them start to laugh, and I realized I'm living in a faded photograph. I came home to the ever of the turning of the key, but the only thing that's waiting is the vacancy of me. I'm learning how to listen to the soundtrack of a person who has run out of their tears. Is it easier for you? Is my name a distant sound? Or do you also feel the gravity dragging on the ground? I'm fumbling for a signal, I'm fumbling for a spark, but I'm just a silhouette lost inside the dark. I'm rewriting the ending, I'm changing every scene, trying to bridge the canyon that is growing in between. Is a thought of you. I think of you in the morning light. I think of you in the middle of the night. Just a habit, just a ghost, the one I think I miss the absolute most. I think of you. Coffee's boiling over, but I'm staring at the wall. I can't find a rhythm or the energy to call. There's a ringing in my ears that sounds a lot like your goodbye, underneath the pressure of this low and heavy sky. Checking every message, then I'm checking every lock. I'm a prisoner of the engine and the ticking of the clock. I used to be the anchor, I used to be the sea. Now the weight of every always is just crashing down on me. It's the way my fingers tremble when I hear a certain song. It's the terrifying feeling that I've stayed here far too long. My chest is getting tighter and the air is getting thin. I'm losing every battle with the state my head is in. And I'm not just tired, and I'm not just blue. I'm the walking definition of the damage that you do. My pulse is like a hammer, my mind is like a sea. I don't just have the stress, babe, the stress is me. I'm a high-tension wire in the middle of a storm, waiting for a memory to come and keep me warm. But the mirror's just a stranger and the fire's turned to debris. Where stress is me. I walked into the office and I forgot my own name, just a hollowed out survivor of a burnt out flame. I'm grinding down my teeth in the middle of the night, wrestling with the shadows of the wrong instead of right. Try to make a list of the things I need to fix, but the numbers don't add up and the colors don't mix. I'm a masterpiece of worry, I'm a student of the strain, drowning in the static and the pouring of the rain. Is it peace or is it poison to be wound up this tight? To be a screaming siren in the middle of the night. I'm reaching for the off switch, but I can't find the wire. I'm just the smoking embers of a self-inflicted fire. in this lonely town. One breath, two breaths, try to let go, but the dawn is the only thing I really know stresses me. Just me. I'm watching the dust settle down on your chair, in the heavy gray stillness of the January air. The neighbors are laughing through the thin apartment wall, while I'm measuring the shadows as they stretch across the hall. They told me the fever would break in a month or two, that the sky would eventually stop being painted in you. But the calendar's turning and the seasons are a ghost, and I'm still standing here where I miss you the most. I've run out of Sundays, I've run out of try. I'm done looking for reasons in a charcoal sky. It's not a storm that passes, it's not a sudden rain, it's the permanent landscape of a quiet, steady pain. Oh, I think I'm just gonna be sad forever, like a leaf-colored sky in the middle of winter. No light at the tunnel, no hope on the shore, just the hollowed out feeling of you not being here anymore. It's a long distance sorrow, it's a soul deep ache, a heart that's too heavy even wanna break. Yeah, the world keeps on spinning, but I'm off of the tether, stuck in the rhythm of being sad forever. I went to the market and I bought food for one, counting the minutes until the long day is done. I saw a reflection in a cold window pane, and I didn't recognize the person carrying my name. The me that you loved is a memory now, a withered up leaf on a broken off bough. I'm not looking for healing, I'm not looking for grace, I'm just learning to live with this empty room space. Is it peace, is it poison? Is it just how it ends when you lose your lover and the best of your friends? I'm I'm not fighting the current, I'm not reaching for a hand, I'm just letting the water pull me under the sand. There's no moving on when the floorboards are gone, just a slow weary wait for another gray dawn. It's a soul deep ache, a heart that's too heavy to even wanna break. Yeah, the world keeps on spinning, but I'm off of the tether, stuck in the riddle of wind, sad forever. No more getting better, no more turning the page. I'm just a ghost in a heart-shaped cage, sad forever, sad forever, just me and the cold. The calendar flipped to January once again, to a version of the world I don't know how to mend. The morning light is cold, it's a jagged kind of gray, cutting through the silence of this empty Tuesday. I caught myself reaching for your favorite coffee mug, then I felt the heavy gravity of a ghost I couldn't hug. The house is still standing, the walls are still tall, but it's just a hollow echo when I'm walking down the hall. The city keeps on moving like it doesn't even know that I'm treading water where the winter waters flow. Every always that we whispered is a debt I'm paying back, as I watch my whole horizon slowly fade into the black. Now it's a long walk home into a house without a soul, trying to find the pieces that I used to just control. The sun still rises, but it doesn't bring the heat in a world where every I love you is bitter and so sweet. I'm a heart without a rhythm, a song without a key, searching for the version of who I used to be. Yeah, it's quiet and it's lonely and it's terrifyingly true. This life is just a shadow without pastries and I saw your favorite wine. I had to tell my hand that you're no longer mine. I walked past the theater where we saw our first show, but the marquee is empty and the lights are down low. I'm sleeping in the middle of our king-size bed, just to drown out the noise of the things we left unsaid. I'm faking every smile like a master of the mask, while the "how are you doing" is a question I can't ask. Is it easier for you? Did you find a better air? Does the silence feel like freedom, or a weight you cannot bear? Because here in the hollow, the ringing is so high, like the final jagged breath of a long and slow goodbye. I'm a ghost in my own body, I'm a stranger in my skin, wondering where the me is supposed to finally begin. Yeah, it's a long walk home into a house without a soul, trying to find the pieces that I used to just control. The sun still rises, but it doesn't bring the heat in a world where every "I love you" is bitter and so sweet. I'm a heart without a rhythm, a song without a key, searching for the version of who I used to be. Yeah, it's quiet and it's lonely and it's terrifyingly true. This life is just a shadow without you, without you. The days are just miles without you. The ghost of my smiles. The winter is freezing and I'm just getting used to the cold without you. I'm sitting on the edge of the porcelain wire, watching the shadows play tricks with the light. The wound isn't open for the world to see, but it's draining the life and the spirit of me. I thought I was hollow, I thought I was dry, underneath the weight of this charcoal sky. But every memory of you is a jagged-edged glass, cutting through the seasons, they slowly pass. It's not a sudden crash or a thunderous sound, it's the quietest way to hit the cold ground. The pressure is dropping, the room's getting small, and I'm losing the strength to stay leaned against the wall. And I'm bleeding out in the middle of the night, losing the battle and losing the light. Every "I love you" was a debt I couldn't pay. Now I'm watching my heartbeat just wither away. Tried to use 2026 to start something new, to wash out the colors of me and of you. But you're a ghost in the marrow, a sting in the bone, a rhythm that haunts me when I'm standing alone. The tea is gone cold and the ink has run dry on the final letter of our long, slow goodbye. I'm a vessel with a fracture, a ship on the reef, drowning in the salt of this invisible grief. They say time is a healer, a needle and thread, but what do they know about the life of the dead? I'm clutching the space where your hand used to be, while the tide of the nothingness swallows the sea. One beat for the memory, two for the pain, three for the silence that's calling your name. Yeah, I'm bleeding out in the middle of the night, losing the battle and losing the light. Every I love you was a debt I couldn't pay. Now I'm watching my heartbeat just wither away. It's a slow motion sorrow, a silent retreat from the always we promised that tasted so sweet. And the floor is still clean, but the spirit is thin. I'm bleeding out from the damage that you did. I'm getting dizzy now. The world's turning gray, watching the last of us just drift away. No sirens, no help, just the quiet of me losing myself. I've been staring at the ceiling for 1,000 hours now, trying to find the exit, but I don't remember how. The silence is a static that is screaming in my ears, while I'm drowning in the logic of these lonely wasted years. I'm replaying every sentence, every flicker of your eyes, dissecting all the always and the nevers and the lies. My thoughts are like a carousel that's spinning out of gear, fueling every shadow and the ghost of every fear. I should be sleeping, I should be at rest, but there's a heavy burning rhythm beating in my chest. The temperature is rising, but the room is bitter cold. I'm holding on to stories that were never meant to be told, and my brain is on fire. curtains are heavy, the windows are shut tight. I'm still recovering from the middle of the night. I woke up reaching for a space that's gone cold, holding on to stories that have already been told. I walked to the kitchen and I stood by the sink. It's a dangerous thing when I have the time to think. The air in this house feels like water or lead, weighting down the echoes of the things we never said. I try to expand, try to fill up the room, but I'm choking on the static and the January gloom. My ribs are a cage for a bird that won't fly, caught in the throat of a long, slow goodbye. Oh, breathing is hard, and it's getting harder still, since you took the sunlight from the window on the hill. Every inhale is a struggle, every exhale is a sigh, counting all the reasons why we had to say goodbye. The oxygen is empty, the atmosphere is thin. I don't know where the meeting's supposed to begin. Yeah, I'm treading in the shadows, and the pulse is on the guard. And God, since you left, breathing's hard. I went for a walk just to clear out my head, but the wind tasted bitter like the life that we led. I saw a happy couple and I had to turn away. The pressure in my chest turned the blue sky into gray. It's a manual labor just to keep the spirit moving, a lopsided battle that I'm tired of losing. I'm a diver in the deep with no oxygen line, drowning in the wreckage of a heart that was mine. They say it's a reflex, that you don't even try, but they've never lived through a forever gone dry. I'm counting the seconds, I'm timing the chest, looking for It's a heavy kind of living, it's a jagged kind of grace, just trying to find the air in this empty, lonely space. Breathing is hard. I'm standing in the kitchen, measuring the floor, the same one that I paced until I couldn't pace no more. Spending a lifetime being a shadow on the wall, a soft and quiet cushion for whenever you might fall. I painted all my windows the color of your eyes, and wore your favorite version of a million little lies. I was a house for your secrets, a shelter for your pride, while the person that I used to be was starving deep inside. I let you hold the blueprints, I let you draw the lines, I live within the borders of your desperate designs. But the foundation started crumbling when you decided to leave, and I realized I was wearing a ghost upon my sleeve. Now the scaffolding is down and the air is finally clear. I'm facing all the silence and I'm facing all the fear. It's a lonesome kind of labor, it's a heavy kind of art, but I'm brick by brick and stone by stone rebuilding every part. I'm not looking for a forever, I'm not reaching for a hand, I'm just learning how to be the ground on which I stand. Yeah, the old me died the day you walked out on the shelf, so I'm standing in the wreckage and I'm building myself. I went to buy the colors that you always said you'd hate. I'm staying out much later past our old and rigid date. I'm finding all the music that I muted for your sake, and I'm letting every habit that we shared finally break. It's a strange and hollow feeling to be the one who decides which parts of me are sacred and which parts are just the tides. I'm sweeping up the dust of the me you thought you knew, and I'm discarding the fragments that were only meant for you. It's not a celebration, it's a quiet, jagged war to find out what I'm living and I'm breathing for. My hands are rough and calloused, my spirit's leaning hard, as I plant a different garden in this lonely open yard. I'm a monument in progress, I'm a story being told, reclaiming all the sunlight from the January cold. Two stones, strong and deep. No more promises I can't afford to keep. The house is finally mine, the door is finally new. And for the first time, it's not shaped like you. Building myself. The board is scattered on the kitchen rug, next to the ghost of your favorite mom. We played our pieces till the wood grew cold, trading secrets that we should have kept on hold. I was building castles, you were drawing lines, lost in the static of our own designs. Now the king is leaning and the queen is gone, and I'm just a shadow waiting for the dawn. I thought we were playing for the long, long haul, sticking together through the rise and the fall. But the strategy shifted, the light turned gray, and you took the exit while I stayed to play. Oh, it's a lonely end game we finally reached. The walls are broken and the harbor is breached. No more someday, no more wait and see, just the jagged remains of you and me. I'm staring at the hollow where the future was planned, with a handful of nothing in my shaking hand. Yeah, we've run out of moves and the fire is tame. I'm just picking up the pieces of the end game. I remember the opening, the spark in the air, before the weight was a burden we couldn't bear. We were masters of the always, or so I believed, before the never had us both so deceived. Now I'm checking the windows and locking the gate, realizing the clock has run out on our fate. It's a lopsided victory, a bitter kind of win, to finally find a place where the silence begins. Did you see it coming? Did you plan the retreat while I was still fighting for the bitter and sweet? It's a cold realization, a sharp kind of sting, that forever was just a temporary thing. The table is empty, the logic is through. I'm a ghost in the ruins of the memory of you. the game is done, and I'm the only remaining one. Endgame. The sun retreats behind the skyline, leaving me behind with a million jagged memories playing on a loop inside my mind. I check the locks on every door, I turn the hallway light to blue, but there's no bolt or key that's strong enough to keep out thoughts of you. I sit down in the kitchen, but the silence is too loud. I'm a ghost inside a house that's hidden underneath the cloud. I tell myself I'm doing fine, I tell myself I'm strong, but the minute that the moon arrives, I know that I was wrong. I should be used to the empty side of the king-size bed. I should be used to the echoes of the things we never said. But the gravity gets heavy when the world begins to sleep, and the promises we couldn't keep are the only things I keep. 'Cause every night the world comes crashing down, I'm a sailor in a storm, trying not to drown. I'm reaching through the shadows for a hand that isn't there, tapping to a ghost that's sitting in your empty chair. It's a long, slow fever that I can't seem to break, counting every single part of me that's starting now to ache. Yeah, the day is for the faking, but the truth is in the light of the lonely, heavy rhythm of every night. I try to watch the TV just to drown out my own head, but I see your favorite movie and I'm back in us instead. I find myself listening for your tires on the street, for the clicking of the latch that made my life feel so complete. But the engine never hums and the door never moves. I'm just a needle stuck inside a worn out, bitter groove. I'm tired of the ceiling, I'm tired of the dark, trying to fight a fire from a dying, lonely spark. Is it midnight for you too? Are you staring at the stars? Do you have a different light to hide the wreckage of our scars? Or do you feel the pressure of the way we said goodbye underneath the cold indifference of the January sky? I'm begging for the morning, for the sun to wash it white, so I can put the mask back on. but the truth is in the light of the lonely, heavy rhythm of every night. 3 a.m. and I'm still awake, measuring the spirit that you decided to break. Wait for the dawn, wait for the gray to take the ghost of you and me away. Every night, every single night. I'm standing in the kitchen, staring at the tea, making just one cup where there used to always be 3. One for you, one for me, and one for the time we'd spend talking till the morning, thinking we'd never reach the end. Now I'm checking my reflection in the window of the hall, and I don't recognize the shadow leaning against the wall. I've spent so many seasons being the person you prefer, that I'm searching for my spirit and I can't find a single word. The house is full of habits that were never really mine, from the records that we played to the bitter glass of wine. I'm a ghost inside a costume that was tailored to your heart, and I don't know where to finish or even how to start, 'cause I've forgotten how to be me since you walked away. I went to buy some groceries and I stood there in the aisle, trying to remember what would make me really smile. I reached for your favorites, then I pulled my hand back slow, realizing there's a whole lot of me I don't even know. Did I like the winter, or did I just like your coat? Was I ever the captain, or just a passenger on the boat? I'm digging through the boxes of the years before you came, looking for a spark that hasn't forgotten its own name. It's a lonesome kind of labor, it's a terrifying art, to rewire the connection to a broken-hearted heart. I'm stripping back the always, I'm burning every we, to find the jagged edges of my own identity. I'm a child in a mirror, I'm a student of the soul, learning how to walk again and take back my control. Cause I've forgotten how to be me since you walked away. I'm a stranger to the silence at the center of the day. I don't know my own rhythm, I don't know my own light. I'm just a hollowed out echo in the middle of the night. I'm looking for the pieces that I traded for your love, in the wreckage of the floor and the heavy sky above. Yeah, the world is moving on, but I'm just standing in the debris, trying to find the manual on how to be me. One breath, just for me. One choice, to be free. I'm clearing out the closets, I'm painting over the blue. I'm learning how to breathe without the scent of you. It's gonna take a while, but I'll find the key. I'm finally learning how to be me. The porch lights humming like a low-tuned guitar. I'm sitting on the steps wondering where you are. The neighbors have all turned their televisions low, and the street is a river where the cold shadows flow. I've got your old sweater pulled tight to my chest, a rhythmic kind of torture, a heart-shaped test. The world is moving forward, it's a blur on the street, but I'm still standing here where the past and present meet. The seasons are changing, the leaves turn to gray, but I haven't moved an of a beautiful day. And I'm waiting, yeah, I'm waiting for the sound of your heavy footsteps on this hollowed out ground. I'm a ghost in the hallway, I'm a light in the window, watching the embers of us start to billow. They say that you're gone, that you found a new shore, but I'm still listening for your key in the door. It's a long distance heartbreak, a bitter kind of you, just a life on a shelf, waiting for you. The tea in your mug has turned into stone, a jagged little reminder that I'm dining alone. I saw a reflection in a cold window pane, and I didn't recognize the person carrying my name. I've kept the bed messy on the side where you slept, tending to the secrets that we both should have kept. I should be reclaiming the keys to my heart, but I don't know how to finish what you didn't start. Is it hope or is it poison? Is it faith or is it fear to believe that the never could suddenly appear? I'm a sailor on a reef with no wind in the sail, waiting for a miracle that's destined to fail. I'm a clock with no battery, stuck on the hour when the love that we had lost all of its power. Yeah, I'm waiting for the sound of your heavy footsteps on this hollowed out ground. I'm a ghost in the hallway, I'm a light in the window, watching the embers of us start to billow. They say that you're gone, that you found a new shore, but I'm still listening for your key in the door. It's a long distance heartbreak, a bitter kind of you, just a life on a shelf, waiting for you. Still here by the gate, learning the language of the people who wait. The sun's coming up, the night's nearly through, but I'm staying right here, waiting for you. Headlights are cutting through the January haze, mapping out the wreckage of our better days. I've been driving in circles since the sun went down, a ghost behind the wheel of this hollow town. The GPS is silent, it's got nothing left to say about the version of forever that you threw away. I see the mile markers passing like a blurred out dream, while my life is pulling apart at every single seam. I pass 1,000 turnoffs where I could have made a stand, but I was busy reaching for your disappearing hand. Now the fuel light is blinking like a heartbeat on the dash, in the quiet cold momentum of a slow and steady crash. And I'm taking the last exit, the one that leads to gone, driving through the shadows of a gray and bitter dawn. No more maybe tomorrow, no more wait and see, just the open road between who you are and who I'll be. I'm leaving the always in the rearview mirror's lights, fading into nothing in the middle of the night. Yeah, the bridge is behind me and the engine's running low, taking the last exit with nowhere left to go. I remember the morning that we bought this old car. We thought we were going to follow every lucky star. Now the passenger seat is just a canyon of air, a jagged little reminder that you aren't actually there. I'm looking for a reason to turn the wheel around, but the logic of us is buried 6 feet in the ground. Every exit I missed was a chance to stay whole. Now I'm just a drifter with no sense of control. Is there a rest stop for the spirit, a place to park the grief? Or am I just a sailor on a dark and jagged reef? I'm trading in the memory for the rhythm of the rain, trying to find a frequency that doesn't sound like pain. The highway's getting narrower, the sky is turning black, and I finally reached the point where there's no turning back. Hey, I'm taking the last exit, the one that leads to gone, driving through the shadows of a gray and bitter dawn. No more maybe tomorrow, no more wait and see, just the open road between who you are and who I'll be. I'm leaving the always in the rearview mirror's lights, fading into nothing in the middle of the night. Yeah, the bridge is behind me and the engine's running low, taking the last exit with nowhere left to go. Indicators clicking, off the rim. I've been pouring my water into a cracked glass, watching the seasons and the forever pass. I spent my savings on a dream that went dry, trading my sunlight for a charcoal sky. I kept the lamp burning when the oil was gone. I stayed up waiting for a gray-colored dawn. But the house is leaning and the roof's gone in, and I'm losing the battle with the shape I'm in. I tried to be the anchor, I tried to be the shore, but you don't want a harbor or a home anymore. My hands are all calloused from holding the rope, while I'm drowning in the wreckage of a blind kind of hope. And I'm a lost cause, drifting in the deep, with a mountain of promises I couldn't quite keep. I'm fighting a fire in the middle of a flood, trying to find the rhythm and the cooling of my blood. You've already left, you're miles down the track, and there's no amount of sorry that's gonna bring you back. Yeah, it's empty and hollow, and it's finally true. I'm a lost cause, just like me and you. I'm sweeping the ashes of the letters I wrote, the ones that I thought would keep us afloat. I memorized the blueprint of the life that we planned before it all turned into salt and sand. Now I'm standing in the hallway, looking at the door, knowing I don't know who I am anymore. I gave you the pieces and I gave you the best. Now there's nothing but a vacancy left in my chest. They say that you win or you learn from the fall, but what do you do when you lose it all? When the white flag is waving and the engine is dead, and you're haunted by the ghost of the things left unsaid. I'm surrendering the ghost and leaving the shield to the cold hard truth of this battlefield. Yeah, I'm a lost cause, drifting in the deep, with a mountain of promises I couldn't quite keep. I'm fighting a fire in the middle of a flood, trying to find the rhythm in the cooling of my blood. You've already left, you're miles down the track, and there's no amount of sorry that's gonna bring you back. Yeah, it's empty and hollow, and it's finally true. I'm a lost cause, just like me and you. No more trying, no more wait. I'm I'm closing the book and I'm locking the gate. Just a shadow, just a spark, fading out slow in the January dark. A lost cause.
AI can make mistakes, so double check responses.
Close my eyes just to find the light that the morning sun keeps out of sight. In the waking world, the house is cold, the coffee's bitter and the stories are told. But the moment I drift past the edge of the day, the gray in the hallway just withers away. I see you standing by the kitchen door, like you never left, like we weren't at war. The sheets are tangled like the life we planned. I reach across and I find your hand. It's a cruel kind of mercy, a beautiful trick, to feel your pulse when my own is sick. All my dreams are the only place you still stay, where I don't have to watch you walk away. We're frozen in amber, we're golden and deep, and I'm the only one with a promise to keep. I'm a king in the darkness, a ghost in the light, living for the middle of the lonely night. Yeah, the truth is a mountain I can't seem to climb, so I'm hiding in my dreams, 1 second at a time. curtains are drawn, but the light leaks through like a jagged white needle in a shade of blue. I'm sitting in the kitchen, pressing palms to my eyes, trying to muffle the sound of the 2026 skies. Every memory of us is a physical throb, a rhythmic vibration I can't seem to rob. I try to drown the silence with the radio low, but even the static is a blow I can't undergo. It isn't just the fever, and it isn't just the cold. It's the weight of the stories that were never quite told. It's the pressure of the always that turned into gone, hidden like a hammer at the break of the dawn. Oh, my head aches from the thinking of you, from the salt in the morning and the indigo hue. It's a high tension wire stretched across my mind, snapping on the pieces that you left behind. I'm a prisoner of logic in a world of regret, chasing after shadows that I haven't lost yet. Yeah, the room is spinning in and the spirit is gray. My head aches from the love that you threw away. I walked to the pharmacy to find a relief, but they don't sell a medicine for this kind of grief. The fluorescent lights are like a scream in the hall, echoing the way that I felt our world fall. I'm grinding my teeth on the whys and the ifs, navigating life over frozen sharp cliffs. I close my eyes tight, but I still see your face, a permanent burning in this empty room space. They say just let go, and they say just breathe, but they don't see the tangle that you decided to weave. It's a migraine, a memory, a pulse in the bone, the terrifying rhythm of being alone. The tempo is pounding, the vision is blurred, drowning in the echo of your final sharp thinking of you, from the salt in the morning and the indigo hue. It's a high tension wire stretched across my mind, snapping on the pieces that you left behind. I'm a prisoner of logic in a world of regret, chasing after shadows that I haven't lost yet. Yeah, the room is spinning and the spirit is gray, and my head aches from the love that you threw away. Turn down the light, make the world stay still. I'm losing the battle, I'm losing just a throb, just a sting of every beautiful and broken thing. My head I'm sitting in the quiet of the house we used to share, tracing all the spaces where your things are no longer there. I'm looking at the choices that I made when I was proud, the way I let my ego speak just a little bit too loud. I thought I had the answers, thought I knew the way it ends, while I was breaking down the spirit of my very best of friends. Now the kitchen's like a desert and the hallway's like a tomb, and I'm the only architect of all this lonely gloom. If I could take the words back, if I could stop the clock, before I turn the handle and I turn the final lock. I'm a master of the too late, a student of the year, falling off the edge of a jagged, frozen cliff. Oh, I'm regretful, I'm drowning in the ghost of what I did, trying to find the tenderness that I kept so deeply hid. I traded in the gold for a handful of the gray, and I watched the best of me just slowly walk away. Every young story is a letter that I'm never gonna send, a hollowed out confession at the bitter, jagged end. Yeah, the weight is in my marrow and the salt is in my eye, knowing I'm the reason that we had to say goodbye. I walked past the garden where the roses used to grow, but I forgot to water them, I let the winter go. I see you in the coffee shop or a stranger in the street, and my heart begins to crumble at the bitter and the sweet. I remember how you looked at me before the light went cold, before the story of our forever started getting old. I was selfish with the sunshine, I was greedy with the time, and now I'm paying penance for a quiet, lonely crime. Is there a way to undo the damage of the tongue, to breathe back the oxygen into the lonely lung? I'm staring at the ceiling, replaying every scene where I should have been a bridge instead of a space in between. I'm a king of a hollow kingdom, a ghost upon the throne, paying for the Yeah, the weight is in my marrow, and the salt is in my eye, knowing I'm the reason that we had to say goodbye. Too late for the mercy, too late for the change. Everything I loved is now permanently out of range. I'm sorry, but the word has lost its weight, sitting here in 22 seats at the rusted garden gate, regretful. The tears gone cold on the bedside table, trying to stand, but I'm not really able. The air in the room is a heavy gray weight since you walked out the door and you locked up the gate. I'm replaying the tape, every line, every breath, watching our always suffer a slow, quiet death. You were standing right there with your hand on the latch, while I was the one with the final burnt match. I saw your lips moving, but I couldn't hear. The world was a static of heartbeat and fear. I was waiting for mercy or a reason to stay, but you took all the oxygen and walked away. And you left me the last word. It's killing me now, a jagged in the piece of a broken off vow. I'm shouting at shadows, I'm screaming at air, but there's nobody left in that empty room chair. You didn't want the closure, you didn't want the fight, you just left me with goodbye in the middle of the night. Yeah, the story is finished, the ink has run dry, and the last word is silence. I don't know why. I'm writing a letter that I'll never send, trying to find a much better way for this to end. I'm filling the margins with the things I should have said before the fire in the wires officially went dead. I wanted a dialogue, a bridge to the shore, but you left me a period and a closed bedroom door. I'm a king of a hollow 2026 kingdom of grief, where the sentence is long and the mercy is brief. Is it winning to leave when the other one's speaking, to ignore the sound of the foundation creaking? You gave me the power to have the final say, but a heart without an answer just withers away. I'm choking on weight, I'm drowning in pleas, while I'm falling apart on my shivering Yeah, you left me the last word. goodbye. There, it's out in the open, underneath the heavy sky. I said it for you, I said it for me, but the last word is alone, and that's all I can be. The last word. I'm turning the dial, but the signal won't catch. Just a flicker of light from a dying match. I'm sitting in the kitchen where the air is thin, trying to find the place where we used to begin. The radio's humming a white noise tune under the glow of a pale winter moon. I remember your voice like a clear silver bell. Before the connection just withered and fell. Now the frequency's broken, the antenna's bent. Every bit of the magic has been traded and spent. I'm reaching through the fog for a hand to hold, but I'm only touching the January cold. And it's just the static of my soul tonight. A gray screen hollow where there used to be light. No more music, no more how have you been. Just the roar of a nothingness crawling back in. I'm losing your frequency, I'm losing the ghost in the parts of the hallway where I miss you the most. Yeah, the song is gone and the rhythm's grown old, drowning in the static of my soul. I look at your picture and the edges are blurred, like the jagged remainders of a final word. I try to remember the way that you smell, but it's masked by the smoke of this quiet hell. Every I love you is a grain of the sand, slipping through the wires of a broken land. I'm a vessel that's empty, a ship on the reef, waiting for the silence to offer relief. Is there a station where the heart is still clear, where the always is louder than the sound of this fear? 'Cause here in the center, the feedback is high, like the scream of a bird that's forgotten to fly. One little click and the channel is black, and there's no amount of searching that'll bring you back. Like the scream of a bird that's forgotten to fly. One little click and the channel is black, and there's no amount of searching that'll bring you back. the static. Can you hear me? Crackly not. I'm just the echo of a love we forgot. The screen is snow, the pulse is low. It's time to let the signal go. Discarded. Only the static. The clock is still ticking on the mantelpiece, but the sound doesn't bring me any sense of peace. The sun hits the carpet in the same old square, but I'm reaching for a ghost that isn't there. I check the calendar to see the date, but time is a language that I've learned to hate. Since you walked out and left the door ajar, I don't know where we went or who we are. The minutes are heavy, the hours are long, like a needle that's stuck on a beautiful song. I'm suspended in amber, I'm frozen in gray, caught in the echo of you walking away. And I'm drifting through a timeless void tonight, where the stars have no heat and the day has no light. There's no tomorrow and there's no yesterday, just the hollowed out space where we used to stay. The world keeps on turning, but I'm standing still in a valley of shadows against my own will. Yeah, it's endless and empty. It's a silent, deep blue in the timeless void of losing you. I'm wearing your sweater to keep out the chill, but the air in my lungs is perfectly still. I go to the kitchen, I set out one plate, but I'm dining with shadows and a bitter fate. I try to remember the sound of your laugh, but it's fading away like an old photograph. I'm a prisoner of always, a victim of then, waiting for a moment that won't come again. Is it morning? Is it evening? Is it even a year? just the space with nothing in it. Still here, still gone, waiting for a sun